That's ridiculous. What's up, interwebs? I'm Connor, and this is Sorta Somme, the show about drinking alcohol and exploring it inside and out. Today, we're talking about Lagavulin whiskey, a special edition that involves Nick Offerman and Guinness casks. So, this whiskey is 11 years old from Lagavulin Distillery that is said to be one of the oldest distilleries on the island of Islay in Scotland. And this 11-year-old whiskey is finished in Guinness casks, paired with Mr. Ron Swanson himself, Nick Offerman, to make a finished peated Scotch whiskey. I wanted to compare this to the original one, the original 11-year-old with Nick Offerman. We can get my hands on it, but we're going to do the Guinness cask one. And we're going to see how it is. This all started with, Parks and Rec and Nick Offerman being a whiskey drinker as Ron Swanson, and then that evolved into him exclusively drinking Lagavulin, which turned into a Lagavulin brand dealership, and now Lagavulin Nick Offerman. Nick Offerman is Lagavulin. Nick Gavulin Offerlag edition. We're drinking the damn whiskey, okay? It is that smoky, salty Lagavulin-ness. Now, what I like about Lagavulin is compared to some other Islay stuff is that Lagavulin's smoke to me is a little bit more subdued. It comes up from underneath. I feel like some of the other thing, like Ardbeg has this hits you in the face with smoke. The Brokladi Octomore does that same thing. It's very sharp and fighty. I feel like Lagavulin, while it's still very smoky and briny, it comes up very soft. It hugs you in the smoke, almost like a secret fire that's sneaking up the vents and suffocating you slowly until you die, rather than being tossed into the flames like a witch in Salem. Anyway, back to the whiskey. It's got this nice vanilla that travels along with this smoke. It's much more of a gray smoke than a black smoke, but honestly, it's very salty. I would say that this is more briny than it is smoky. Feels like there's lighter fruits in here, almost like an apricot. It's gone now. Now it's salty smoke again. Ashy, ashy, but not dry ashy, because that ashy, it lingers, but it gets washed away with almost like this creamy milkshake. This vanilla with very subtle bits of chocolate that are it feels like that ashiness would wind up being dry, but it gets washed away by the vanilla and chocolate flavors that come along with it. Yeah, I stand by that fruitiness. It's like a dried fruity. I want to say very subtle note of dried apricot, but definitely very dominantly ashy. Like you just smoked a cigarette or a cigar, and you wash that smoke down with a milkshake. or like you were eating the burnt ends of a brisket and wash that down with a milkshake. It's not super duper sweet like that, but it's creamy and it's vanilla. There is this very, very slight bit of like fruitiness that I can't touch on exactly. But that's nice. It is like super creamy, and that's like pretty cool. You know, it's nice when you get a little bit of cream in your whiskey. Don't you agree? A little bit of cream, a little creamy. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very creamy vanilla. It's a nice, rich experience. This is 46% alcohol. 46% alcohol. It feels very tame. You know, it's still an Isla whiskey. It's still like ashy and briny, but it feels very like there's this soft sweetness that's like holding that all in. So you still get those more aggressive flavors, but it's being tamed by this vanilla cream and very slight bits of milk chocolate that are like surrounding this smoke that makes it feel a lot more under control and less like there's this bright. A lot of times when I'm drinking Isla Scotch, it's a little bit of like a thinner, bitier palate, where this feels very round, soft, and smooth, and a little more full-bodied. So I think that's what that Guinness finish really added to this, was that roundness and pulling back and away from some of that bitiness that I often get in Isla Scotch. So if you like Nick Offerman, you'll like this video. Because, because it's not drinking the Nick Offerman whiskey. You could subscribe to the channel. We could talk about other whiskey. We can be friends responsibly. We can always recycle. And then I'll see you in the next video where we'll talk about other things and other stuff. I got some cool ideas that I think we might have fun with. Bye-bye. Spilled it! Soiled it!